I'll build on that topic which we were discussing some time back, because video gives me only 5 minutes to upload in YouTube, otherwise it becomes too large. I'm saying that the topic about Muslims, and some Muslims friends told me that Muslims want to be left alone. In fact, I don't want to leave them alone, and that is very dangerous. I'll keep fighting to bring them into the mainstream, and as much as possible, because they feel they are cornered, and because they comprise a major chunk of Markham's population. We have to we have all to be respectable of that. And then the only way to bring them to the mainstream fold of the society and to get more closer to them is by opening a dialogue. And I believe that media is the biggest form of opening a dialogue, and I will endeavor to do as much as possible to bring all communities together, including Muslims and even Sri Lankans. Tamils, they feel left alone. They feel that they were ditched by liberal government, they were ditched by conservative government, they were ditched by whole of Canada when there was a war going on in Sri Lanka. So we have to address that feeling. I was not against them. I was never, and I had my true sympathies for them, because I believe in the whole world freedom is the birthright of every human being. That is what most big leaders of the century and past centuries have professed. But when it comes to giving freedom, then we become hesitant. Then we start telling rules and regulations. So anyone asking for freedom, and if some people don't want to live, means they're most welcome. So it has happened in many countries, with Indonesia, with a lot of other countries. It happened in Yugoslavia, it happened in so many countries of the world, United Union Socialist USSR, the former USSR, and it happens all over the world. At the end of the day, they do become free, but at what cost? So we should realize, if a chunk of society doesn't want to live, they should secede peacefully, so that the world doesn't become a brutal place. So you should not misinterpret me. I speak up for everybody. I'll speak up for white minorities, because whites are now a minority in Markham. I speak up to display their true notions of the council and mayor. When mayor says that Markham is the most diverse community in the whole of Canada, when our York region says that they are most diverse community, how come none of the commissioners belongs to a conspicuous visible minority? It should have been. Of course, now whites are in minority, but then it also doesn't make sense that there are all white commissioners down on Markham and in York region. So we have 300,000 population. They couldn't find any single able person, not only from Markham, from anywhere. They should, once they speak on papers about diversity of Markham and York region, they should also display it in higher management. If none of the top operating directors and commissioners of York region and Markham belongs to a visible minority like me or somebody black or brown, yellow or Chinese or something, then it means there is certainly something wrong. It has been done purposely by the mayor, and that should be taken cognizance of, because tomorrow the white population is in fact in minority, and we should make sure that they continue to be reflected in the diverse composition of York region as well as Markham. We don't want to let communities feel that there is something wrong, or it's apartheid Africa or South Africa or something like that. That is the beauty of Canada, that's the beauty of Markham, and that is the beauty of communities living here. Racism has to end. We learned a lot of bad things, and we inherited a lot of bad things from religion, from our ancestors' parents, and I feel it is high time we give up on those things and we start moving shoulder to shoulder. And this is a very touchy issue with me, and I want people to forget about racist overtures of many people, but I don't want people to pardon those people who have indulged in racist acts, whether from visible minorities or whether from the white population or whether from any yellow, brown or any population, who have indulged in racist acts to cause harm, and they have caused harm. Those people shouldn't be let off. Rest we can all forget, and we should move together. And that is my fundamental belief. And I think our future generation, our children are growing together. We need more of interaction. The parents need more of interaction amongst each other. So I want to be a very compassionate mayor of Markham, and you should believe us. Why I speak about communities is, at one point, our own the Sikhs, I'm a Sikh, they were ostracized across the world just because of some propaganda which was communicated about them, that they are terrorists and all that. Sikhs are the most of the Sikhs who migrated abroad in the United States of highly educated professionals, mostly doctors, engineers, and all that. And the perception which was given in Canada is the Sikhs are just taxi drivers, or they are not educated. Even the Sikhs who are driving taxi drivers are highly educated engineers and professionals. A lot of people don't know about it. So at present, the Indian subcontinent, the biggest democracy in India, is led by a Sikh Prime Minister. He was a very big intellectual economist and a reformer who was the governor of Reserve Bank of India. The second most powerful guy in India is also Montek Singh. He is the deputy chairman of Planning Commission of India. He plans all of economy of India, because the chairman is, by virtue of ex officio position, is the prime minister. So the deputy chairman is the actual chairman, you can say, and that is also a Singh. And last few years we had the outgoing army chief was a Sikh, General J.J. Singh. And things have changed in countries like India, where we could never imagine that any Sikh could become a prime minister. Sikh could become a president, because that is a titular position that doesn't have a power. But the whole world has changed. The modern generation has changed everything across the globe. So we have to come out, even in Canada. And I want to lead Markham as the most compassionate mayor of Markham, who will speak up nationally, internationally, about each and every community which is cornered. I do not want to just speak up just for, in a generic way. A mayor is the father figure of town of Markham. I may be younger to you in age. So why I show my compassion for seniors? Because I lost my father at age 101. And I feel if I had not been away from him for 14 years, the first time I met him after coming to Canada was after 13 and 14 years. And I feel that I missed a lot. We will also grow old. So I want that thing to be inculcated amongst all young people, everybody, that we have to take care of our seniors, baby boomers who are growing old. We have to cater to a lot of facilities so that their last few years of life, the old age, becomes very meaningful and very interesting. I don't want them to be lost or feel that they are neglected. If they can't afford old age homes, old age residences, we should be able to have a fund which should be able to subsidize their stay in those places if they want to stay. Or we should be able to create a fund which subsidizes people coping